section and 18 more in the second.
Wow.
Well, we got 12 right now. Mounds View, Loyola, American Fork, Adelphia, Bismarck Demon, Bozeman, Davis, Helena Novas, Valhalla, Cato Cougars, Southeast Portland, Liberty North. And they're off. And the early leader, Valhalla from Utah. Cooper on the leadoff carry. Six Loyola. Bismarck right up there with Balzer. Southeast Portland, which I believe is Franklin High School, which has some great middle distance tradition.
Do some of these high school teams, Bob, in the U.S., do they sort of masquerade as a club team, like in the summer? Is that the way?
I think I'm
works?
allowed to say yes.
Okay.
Or certainly they stay together. They might be trained by different coaches. Now, while we get going in our first section of the boys, T. Williams standing by trackside with our girls winners.
T, you've got some more winners with you.
Sure do. I'm down here with Forest Park. What a dominating performance, ladies. Talk about the work that you put in to earn this national title.
It's been a long time coming. A lot of training, some sickness, some injuries, but we got through it, and I'm really excited that we ended on a national championship, yeah.
I love that. Any shout outs y'all want to make?
I want to shout out our head coach, Detman. I think my freshman year has been really transformational for me, and I think everyone on our team has just become better athletes and people under his guidance.
I love that.
I'd like to shout out Marie and Jake. You know, whenever we need something, they've always been there, and they're so good at it. Couldn't be here without them.
I love it. Thank you. You want to finish us off?
Yeah, I think this is a win for our whole team, a win for our whole program. So big shout out to everyone watching and supporting us. Our whole mantra is love your teammates, and I think, we all embodied that today. So, yeah.
Perfect, y'all. Put your hands together for Forest Park.
I think they got some future presenters in that group.
Love your teammates. Relay love.
And yeah, that anchor, Ellery Lincoln, that is the Oregon 6A state champ. She won on this track in 1500, won it as a freshman. And Saavedra, who we saw in the third carry, she was fifth in Oregon. So that's Lincoln High School.
Got a real battle going on here in the first seat of the boys. 3 or 4 teams right at the front. Bismarck Demon, American Fork, Mounds View, and Loyola. Multiple lead changes. Almost every lap it's been someone else wanting to lead. Back and forth they go. Runner staggered and took a couple of steps on the inside of the track. I don't know if the judges were watching that. usual madness that they hand off in tight relay fields. You see this in the 4x4 and other relays when many runners are all bunched together coming in.
And that Southeast Portland team, that is indeed Franklin High School, the Lightning. We've cranked out a few collegiate middle distance, and Haywood O'Neill, who's coming up in the third leg, was a placer in the boys 15. So all these Oregon kids, you know, they've run the big state meet on this track, and that meet tends to draw the biggest crowds now. You know, the Prefontaine certainly fills this up, and Nationals will have great crowds next week, but the Oregon High School meet, because there's so many competitors and their families, this place gets loud for 3 days.
What a treat that is to be a high school level athlete and have your state championship meet at Hayward Field.
A lot of our runner space crew ran in that meet. You know who ran in the state championships here? Our fearless leader, at least with a microphone, Paul Swangard.
Paul stadium announcing today at the Edmonton Invite.
Yes,
In
to his Canadian roots.
Edmonton, Alberta. And then he will be at the stadium that is named after his grandfather on Saturday to announce at the Harry Jerome Invitational at Swangard Stadium.
I know it's been fun to work there over the years. I only met his grandfather once, but we spent a lot of time together in his early years, and really, really love his family. And it's so fun to sit in Swangard. I've done football in Swangard Stadium because Simon Fraser, when they had a football program, used to play there. And of course, the Vancouver Whitecaps played there when soccer was the USL before MLS.
It's a really
Beautiful.
nice stadium.
It's just beautiful. It's in that park
Yeah.
in Burnaby. It's just gorgeous to be there. And it's nothing fancy. It's not huge, but
Nope.
so many big events have been there over the years.
Well, the Harry Jerome is one of the longest running high-level invitational meets. It kind of rivals some of the, not really the relay meets like the Penn relays, the Drake relays, but more recent sort of big-level invitational meets. It's been going on for a long time.
And considering the time of year, it's kind of ahead of trials, but a lot of the top Canadians make time to go there.
Indeed they do. Big move now for Bismarck Demons. Second runner. Came all the way back. Definitely wanted to take the lead, laid off the pace for some time and was determined to get to the front.
Coming to the end of the second carry. Southeast Portland now surges to the lead.
This is like
An
a
American
boxing
fork.
match.
Oh, we're doing a little zigging and zagging. And American Fork made that work. I don't think well, you know why? The guy in the inside lane had white on too.
Yeah.
And you're wearing your
running for the-
shades, just saying. You're wearing shades
Running
in the
for the-
shade.
He's running for the wrong runner.
But it all worked out. American Fork, Southeast Portland, and Valhalla there with the maroon and white. And Bismarck in the mix too. So this is the third carry.
It's actually been a fascinating race to watch. Lots of lead changes, as I was just mentioning. These four: American Fork, Southeast Portland, Valhalla, Bismarck Devon, Demons. Mounds View had been up there. They've kind of dropped off a little bit. Elastic band starting to get a little stretched here for Bismarck Demon this stage.
By the way, the meet record, a 17:04:55. That was Ogden, Utah. So they run at a little bit of altitude, about pushing 4,000 feet. The Hayward Field record, and these are kids from altitude. How many times do you hear about cross country and track from Niwot, Colorado?
Lots.
That is some altitude. That's what, 8? It's not quite 9,000, but it's up there.
Well, you mentioned Durango when we were talking about the high jump. I think Durango is at 10,000 feet.
Now you're going to make me look this up. $65.29. It's on the west
Durango
slope.
or Niwot?
Yeah.
For Niwot. Oh, okay.
Oh, Niwot's up there. Let's see. It's not. We've done this story before. No, 51.67. Now Niwot Mountain. They run Niwot Mountain, which is 11,000 feet. So there's plenty of mountain running around there.
American Fork, third runner, starting to press a little bit here. That's Pew.
Colorado's
With the stick for American Fork. Sorry, Bob, what were you saying? More Colorado altitude?
More geography. Lakewood, where the state meet is, 5,500 feet.
Ah.
And, of course, the cross-country meet is way up. It's on the hill in Colorado Springs. So that's 7,000-ish at the big horse ranch. Looking right at Cheyenne Mountain there.
Well, we're talking about altitude. I like how the NCAA, at least for the indoor season, they have the altitude adjustment factor for some of the distance events.
Well, now that Flagstaff, Arizona, which is over 7,000, has become the popular training site, and of course NAU now attracting distance runners in droves. Get a lot of marks put up there.
This is Pew for American Fork, really starting to open things up.
And by the way, American Fork, 4,600 feet. Promised last one.
Well, that's where it starts. It's around 4,000 to 5,000. You do start to get a bit of an altitude effect from living and training at that particular altitude. Of course, we're roughly sea level here in Eugene.
So through 3 miles, American Fork, 12:53.66. Southeast Portland, 12:56.84. And Valhalla, 13:05.84. The Bismarck Demons hanging around at 13:09. So there's 4 teams within shouting distance. Bradshaw on the final carry for American Fork. Wall for Bismarck Demon. For Southeast Portland, it's McEwen. That was a nice 61 start for the American Fork anchor.
Very aggressive opening quarter mile. And Bradshaw's got a good turnover. He's really going well here. One of the flowers of the water jump pit. Loving this boom shot that we've got down there. Is it called the Bowerman turn, Bob? The turn coming off
Yes.
the straightaway or onto the straightaway.
And, you know, they moved Bill, you noticed. He's now on the other side by the new tower. He was planted there in the old configuration about where the athletics sign is by the sprints. He was just outside the start area. Now he's in the opposite corner.
The tower is an interesting thing. I know it's sort of a monument to the five, you know, great Ducks: Bowerman, Prefontaine, Raven Rogers, Ashton Eaton, and Otis Davis. But does it have a function? I know there's artwork on the outside for each of those.
Oh, the U of O track and field offices are up there. It's Robert Williams'
it
office.
is in that tower. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Robert Johnson, sorry. That might be the best track. You know, college track and field coaches that have to make do. A lot of places, that's got to be the best track and field office in the NCAA. One lap to go.
Bell. Our camera guy. He's got to be fit to keep up with the runners.
That's right. No, I got to say, get caught up. Robert was the head coach when the tower was built. Jerry Schumacher is now the head coach at U of O, who spent a lot of time coaching the young athletes in Portland for the previous decade, so he's seen a lot of the young athletes come up in the state. Here's Bradshaw coming to the finish. American Fork, there's the Hayward Field record, 17:14:20. And Southeast Portland also breaks the record, 17:18:69.
Well, considering the distance running legacy here, having a record to walk away from a meet at any kind of meet at Hayward Field and say, hey, we got a record there, that's something.
Valhalla is third, 17:39:66. Bismarck Demon, 17:41:58. Mounds View, 17:45:99.
This is our final team coming into the home straightaway. This is Loyola Track Club. And will be the final finishers. There's your winners. American Fork, 17:14.
And the tribute to the famous Stop Pre shirt of the 70s. Stop AF. It's an American Fork. And of course you wear that here.
I love it. They were going for this record. I'd heard in the background talking, go for the record, go for the record. And they did it there, 17:14. The Hayward Field record stood at 17:19. There is the Bowerman Tower that Bob and I were talking about a couple minutes ago. Oh.
Yeah, the tower itself is not named for Bill. It's certainly Bill's legacy.
Well, he's illuminated there at the first floor. I can
Well,
see it.
sure.
Famous.
Believe me, he's the guy. Came from Medford, was a dominant coach at